All right, I call this meeting, special meeting of the Fargo School Board to order. Thank you again for coming out 3 Fridays in a row. The purpose of today's meeting is to finalize our HVAC bids for Horace Mann and the automatic temperature control award and the asbestos abatement piece, which is part of the overall HVAC project. We have on the phone Robin Nelson, Rick Steen, Linda Boyd, John Strand, and Paul Myers. And with us today on behalf of ONE is Andy Barch, correct? Thank you. Can I have a motion to approve the agenda, please?
I move we approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Aye.
Thank you. Yes, we'll have a roll call when we get to the other pieces. Any opposed, please say the same sign. Okay, thank you very much. So as we've done before, is there any general discussion of related to the HVAC projects that anyone wishes to raise at this point? Brock.
Madam President, members of the board, I just want to give you a reminder once again from the broad perspective. Once we're finished today, then I will be working with ONE to put together a master spreadsheet of every project. That spreadsheet will include the bids that you have approved and awarded as a board. It will include the contingency that we'll be looking at. We'll be discussing that with ONE to finalize the appropriate contingency for this project. I am assuming at this point we're looking in that 3 to 5% range for a contingency. Understand that that purely is for anything unforeseen. Any of that we don't spend certainly is not a cost of the project. It will include the fees that have already been approved for ONE, as well as any additional costs, the action we take on the asbestos award today, and then have a total for every individual project. So I will be bringing that to the March 11th board meeting. I will plan to bring it to planning on the 4th, and then we'll bring it to at March 11th. So you will see a master spreadsheet of the entire project broken down by each building and each contract awarded following action today.
Great, thank you. And Rusty?
Will you present any alternates that we haven't approved already? Is that something that might be in that report?
Members of the board, Rusty, as of last night, Jim Free and his team did do some work on any alternates that were part of the bidding process that were not accepted, and we will be sitting down and reviewing that. At this time, there will be few, if any, additional alternates that will come forward, but certainly we will bring those to your attention if there's a difference of opinion of what we should proceed with. What we've tried to do right now is if there was an alternate that we thought was very critical to this project, we've tried to bring it to you on the front end, knowing that there's other ones that while we're in there doing the work, it might make sense to do it now, but it's not essential to do it right now. So we will bring those forward and have a discussion about those, yes.
Chris?
I have a question about the asbestos abatement. Should I ask now or wait?
Yeah, we're asking general questions, so
General
that's
questions.
fine.
Okay, the state used to provide a fund for this. Was that done away with, asbestos abatement funding from the state when they redid the formula?
Members of the board, Chris, yes, the asbestos abatement fund is no longer a separate fund that is broken out.
Anyone else? Anyone on the phone with a question? Okay, I'll take silence as a no. In that case, we'll move on to the award of bids for Horace Mann. Jim?
Yeah, I'd like to move that we approve the bid for Horace Mann Elementary's HVAC project for a base bid of $1,485,385, also including alternate one, which is the battery emergency lighting, in a total amount of $4,066 for a total bid award of $1,489,451, and direct administration to award the contracts to each low bidder.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Okay. Anne Marie, would you mind calling the roll so it's easier for those on the phone, please?
Strand,
Yes.
Wallman,
Yes.
Boyd,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Papacek,
Yes.
Steen,
Yes.
Goldenberg.
Yes. Motion passed. Thank you very much. And we will move on to the award of bids for the asbestos abatement. Jim?
Yeah, I move that we approve the low bid from Horsley Specialties Incorporated in the amount of $51,720 for asbestos abatement at Claire Barton, Horace Mann, Madison, McKinley, and Roosevelt Elementary School, and enter into a contract with said low bidder.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion on this? Anne Marie, would you mind?
Wallman,
Yes.
Boyd,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Papacek,
Yes.
Steen,
Yes.
Strand,
Yes.
Goldenberg.
Yes. Motion passed. Thank you. And the automatic temperature control for Roosevelt. Jim?
I move that we approve the bid for automatic temperature controls at Roosevelt Elementary as part of the HVAC project for a base bid of $104,500 with the additions of alternate 3 for $2,180, alternate 5 for $10,350, and an air handler conversion cost and airflow modulation of $14,000 for a total bid award of $131,030.
Second.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Anne Marie?
Boyd,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Papacek,
Yes.
Steen,
Yes.
Strand,
Yes.
Wallman,
Yes.
Goldenberg.
Yes. Thank you.
Nice.
Now, who arranged that so well timed? Which one of you guys on the phone?
Victory dance.
Victory Day. Anyway, thank you very much, everyone. Brock, you
Madam
had-
President,
Yeah.
Madam President, happy birthday to Rusty Papacek today.
Yes, thank you. I brought him a cupcake, John, so,
Bring about
Okay.
that.
yeah.
Good, thank
Oh,
you.
Okay, just a minute. Don't leave yet. Brock has something to say.
Madam President, members of the board, obviously, there's a lot of work left to do on this project, but I certainly want to take this opportunity to thank Andy and O&E and their team, as well as Jim Free and his team. As you've been aware, as we've gone through these bid awards, the bids have come in very favorably. We're very happy with how this process has gone and very pleased with some significant savings that we feel we had from the original estimate, and that has a lot to do with the work that O&E and Jim and his team did with getting contractors into the buildings, really looking for opportunities where what the project appeared to be on the surface when they dug into the buildings and got the contractors in there to do the walkthroughs, really found some places where we could meet all the needs that are expected of this project and still find some efficiencies and some cost savings. And I think that's a credit to what both our contract with O&E did, as well as Jim and Jeremy and his team. So as Brent Waver said last night, this is kind of the first step, and now the real work begins. And so we certainly will continue to work hard to get this in on time. But I think it's important to acknowledge the work that's happened on the front end, because the bidding process really helps us get to that next stage. So I appreciate all of that work by all the individuals that were involved.
Well, thank you, and on behalf of the board, thank you also.
Dinah,
to
I
all-
have a question when you're done.
Okay, all those individuals, and Rick, go ahead.
Yeah, this is not on the agenda, but it's not a business item either, so it's just a question. Brock, do you know where we're at with the bid letting for Ed Clapp Elementary?
Members of the board, Rick, you know, those bids open on March 6th, so right now, the announcement of bid acceptance is out there and contractors are working on putting bids together, and nothing has come in at this point, and that's not uncommon. A lot of times, those will come in much closer to the opening, but we are in the process of allowing contractors to put their bids together and get them prepared, and we will have that bid opening on March 6th.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh, yeah, go ahead, Jim.
I'm just curious, because I know some of the boilers we're replacing are probably actually still pretty serviceable. Is there any secondary market for these as we take them out and put new ones in?
Members of the board, Jim, I'm certain someone else in this room is better able to answer that question than I.
Yes, we've had several interest in some people who do our boiler work that want to purchase some of the burners. Not so much the boilers themselves, because they sort of have to be cut up to taken out. But the burners, we have a use for one of them at Centennial to modernize that second boiler. Then the rest we'll repurpose, resell wherever we can get our best dollar, so.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else with any questions before we conclude? Anyone on the phone? Okay, well, thank you again, everyone, for coming out this morning. Our next regular meeting is March 11th, and don't forget to vote. Thank you. Meeting adjourned.